Hi everyone, I'm Jessie Manistow and I'm the editor-in-chief of Third Factor magazine. This video is our brand new video letter from the editor. If you're a regular reader, you know I've been doing these in a written format, but some of you have been encouraging me to add video content, so I thought this would be a good way to give it a shot. This video marks our site Reboot, as well as a lot of new features, so I'll tell you about those briefly and then I'll move on to the new issue itself. So you could very well be viewing this video on our brand new redesigned website. If you aren't, I encourage you to head on over to thirdfactor.org and have a look. One of the goals we had in this revising of our website was to make the content easier for new readers to explore. So I hope you think we've managed that. We also added author bylines, article blurbs. All of that I hope will make browsing the archives more fruitful and easier. I think our design team did a great job with it, and with our new logo, which is a phoenix. I hope you agree. If you don't, let us know why. We still are going to be making a few changes. We have a few bugs to work out. One of my favorite new features isn't working yet. We're going to have margin notes. I'm very excited about the margin notes that are sort of like a little footnote that'll be in the right-hand column. But those don't work just yet. And a few other elements that aren't quite as polished as I'd like. So if you see anything odd, let us know. But you readers probably don't care about that half as much as I do. So I figured enough with the delay. Done is better than perfect, as they say, right? You certainly have had to wait for this issue for a long time. So it is out and it looks great. I'm really pleased, and I hope you will be too. Among the new features, some of our introductory pages. We've revised the mission statement. Take a look at that if you want. It shouldn't be a 180 from what we already had or shocking to anyone, but I hope it'll make our site a little more accessible to a broader group of people, not just people who already knew what this positive disintegration thing we talk about is. We also added a page called the library. It's not a super big deal probably to you, but it's a list of books that might be of interest to our readers. And you can look through it and see what our site is about just by looking at those books, I think. If you buy them from Amazon, we get a little bit of money that will go toward funding the site. But if you hate Jeff Bezos, if you want to make sure your local Barnes & Noble stays open, if you want to look in your local library, I have included a few other options too. So take a look. But probably even more exciting than that is our new community forum. I know several of you were probably participating in our Facebook group, but others of you weren't because you don't like that platform. Well, I am with you there. We figured, and I wrote about this in an article in this issue, but we figured that it just wasn't quite working for most of us. That's not everyone. I know some people we're going to lose some people, and I'm really sorry about that. I will miss those people. We couldn't please everyone, right? That's how it goes. But we're now trying out this thing called Circle. Circle.so is the platform's site. You can get to it with either your desktop or laptop, or they have an iOS app, and they're working on one for Android. I haven't tried either of those because I don't have a smartphone, and I use my laptop exclusively for that stuff. But I'm told the app is decent and getting better. So if you like our content and you want to be part of this community, I would be honored if you would consider joining us. I am afraid I did have to implement a small fee to join, as Circle is not free. But if you become a monthly donor at a level of at least $2 a month, then you can come on in. If that's prohibitive, we don't want that to keep anyone out. We do have some people giving at a higher level than that to make scholarship spaces available. So reach out if you're interested. We also are going to be running a book club, which will start next month, April, and we're experimenting with pegging that at the $5 a month and up level. I know I sound like a PBS pledge drive person, but hey, that's how we are funding the site and the fun, shiny things that we've added. So, because they're going to be a real cost to doing, we'll add some video discussion and the forum itself. Most of the book club discussion will be on the Circle forum. So if you want to participate, consider becoming a monthly supporter via Patreon or PayPal. To sign up, you can click on the big teal Join Our Community button in the upper right of our new website. Then that brings me to another really exciting development that is not ready yet, but you will see we've built it into our site where it's going to fit in. you will notice that there's a language selector button in there, and you have the opportunity to choose Spanish. At the moment, it'll just take you to a coming soon page, but I'm very, very excited to announce that we have a team in Madrid led by Dr. Luis Manuel Martinez Dominguez that is going to be producing a Spanish language version of Third Factor. I am really pumped about this. Muchas gracias to the team. I'm afraid I don't speak Spanish. Maybe it's about time I learned. But we've been communicating through Google Translate. And where there is a will, there is a way. I'm really excited to be working with them. So stay tuned for that if you speak Spanish. If you speak any other language and you want to try to set something up, it's a lot of work, but hey, reach out. We know we have readers around the world, and we if we can make content available in your local language, we would like to do so. But speaking of our editorial team, we've also got some changes there to announce. In addition to Luis Manuel and his team, I am also happy to welcome Dr. Rafaela Carrier on board as a special advisor to the magazine. Rafaela is located in Geneva, Switzerland, where she's a developmental psychologist who has a lot of experience with the kind of stuff that we cover here at Third Factor. So welcome aboard, Rafaela. I'm really pumped to be working with all of these people. And speaking of great people on our team, allow me to introduce the contributors and their articles in the March 2021 issue. The theme that pulls this together is resilience and creativity. So, for starters, I'm delighted to bring back Sue Jackson of the Damon Institute in British Columbia, Canada. I know many of you readers really liked our interview with her that we had in one of our early issues late in 2018. And so the subject we set for this interview was resilience, and we had so much to talk about that I ended up breaking the interview into two parts. This first one focuses on our roots, right? Returning to our roots, which is our physical body. The second part will go off in quite a different direction, so you can look forward to that in our April issue. And on that note, yes, I'm going to try to move to monthly issues. If not quite monthly, at least more than bi-monthly. The trade-off is they'll probably be shorter. But many of you said that you prefer that. I think that will work better for us too. But not ready to leave this issue yet. So for our next feature, we're welcoming back Laura Stavinoha. Very glad to have Laura back with us, who has written before for Third Factor about overexcitability in the voice. She is a singer herself. And about positive disintegration in the pandemic. So this time, however, she's sharing a bit of her own personal story about how her impulse to create has changed throughout her life. Her insights in her own development as a creator really got me thinking about my own creative trajectory, and I'm sure it's going to do that for many of you too. Speaking of creative trajectories, we have a fantastic look at this subject from a new contributor, David Wakeham. Welcome, David, to Third Factor. He dove into the lives of two noted creators, Thoreau and Van Gogh, and explored the role of mentorship in these two men's trajectories. Both of them obviously left us masterpieces, but one had a much healthier, happier life than the other. It's a really powerful piece, so yeah, take a look at it. I know you're going to get something out of it. So then, on top of those three big features, I have written up a short piece explaining what the Third Factor is and why we named our magazine after it. There's also a piece exploring our move from Facebook to Circle in more depth. I hope you'll take a look at that, even if you don't want to join our forum, if you use social media at all, because it gets into what different platforms can offer people. And then we have a short article with more about the book discussion group, if you're interested in that. So that's all for this issue, but before I go, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has supported Third Factor so far, whether monetarily or just by giving us your time and kind words. Those have really gone a long way. It's why I thought it was worth investing in the site and taking it up another notch. But I was really touched by the generous support that we received here. Your contributions made this possible, so I really hope that you like what you see. If not, reach out. You know, we really value feedback. This isn't just supposed to be the playground of our editorial team, as wonderful as our team is. It's for all of you. We want to make it worth it for you. So that's all for now. Head over to thirdfactor.org, check out the new issue, and if you want to connect consider becoming a member and joining us over at the forum. So that's all for now. Until next month's issue, thanks everyone.